Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. How's it going? Dude. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello, welcome. If you can't hear me, just type in the little chat box. Oh, hi, I love you, Brianna. Oh, I'm so happy that you guys are here today. I'm so happy to be here. It's been a really good day so far. I feel super productive. Like I'm super technologically challenged and I revamped my whole website. So I feel really proud of myself. It's the things that are the biggest challenges in the beginning end up being the most rewarding in the end. So just wanted to say that before we start today. We'll give it like a minute and then we'll get started. So I want you to think before we begin today about your body and maybe set your intention before you lay down on your mat, thinking what do I want to get out of this class today? What do I want to get out of this practice today? And maybe just ask yourself that. And if you don't know what you want to get out of it, sometimes I just set my intention to, I hope I get what I need. And I always get what I need when I set my intention for that. So the universe has mysterious ways of answering our prayers. So we're going to begin on our backs. And I'm going to give you the option to take whichever shape feels best for you. You can start in Supta Baddha Konasana. I'll show you over here. So we can start in Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide. If this is comfortable for you and you like it, feel free to lay down. Maybe you take your arms out like a goalpost or cactus beside you. Another option, as we're making our own shapes today, maybe you take your feet super wide on the mat, knees facing up. And then bring your knees together at the center and just have that gentle relaxation. Or maybe you just want to take corpse pose as you extend your legs out long. Hands on the ground, palms facing up. Or whatever pose is going to feel grounding and relaxing for you today. So I want you to think about that. And whenever you get in your pose, whatever shape you make, I want you to begin taking the biggest breath that you've taken all day. So, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Fill the lungs all the way up. Maybe you place the hands on the body so you can feel the rise and fall of each breath. Maybe your eyes are closed. Or maybe they're just slightly open. Taking a couple moments here to just really connect to you and your inner being, your higher self. And then wherever you are, I want you to fill the lungs all the way up. So expand side to side, fill up all the way to the space in the back of the throat. And then open the mouth, let everything go that's no longer serving you right now. In case you missed that one, we're going to do it again. Fill the lungs all the way up. And then exhale through the mouth, let it all go. Taking one more nice deep breath in here. And exhaling. As we're settling into our body here now, I want you to bring awareness to whatever shape you're making. Bring awareness to the base of your spine and begin to feel really grounded there in your root chakra. The base of the spine, the Muladhara. It's where our root chakra is, and it's just an energy point in the body. Helps us feel grounded, connected, safe. Allow yourself to feel safe here. Taking one more nice deep inhale. One more nice slow exhale. And then whenever you're ready, just go ahead and bring the knees into the center of the chest. Give them a nice big squeeze. You can rock side to side if you want to massage your low back a little bit. Or maybe you make some hip circles by taking your hands on your knees and taking your knees out to the side, forward. Or maybe you take your knees in the same direction, tracing your sacrum, the lowest part of your back, with your movements. You're going one direction, then switch. And imagine that this is your yoga practice, your body. I'm just here giving you suggestions. So if you feel something that you want to do that I'm not calling, then take that. Wherever you are, don't forget to breathe. If you've gone the other way or one direction or made whatever shapes you'd like to make, just go ahead and extend your feet up towards the sky. So if your legs don't reach like 90-degree angle up, that's okay. They can be here. Or maybe you bend your knees a little bit. That might be even a little bit easier. But we're going to take our hands, palm facing down beside us. Take a deep breath in. Then on the exhale, we're going to lower our feet down onto the mat. Tap your heels all the way down. And then inhale, bring the heels back up. And then exhale, back down. So you're going to feel this in your core and try to keep your low back pressed into the mat. Moving with our own breath. And if you want more, when you get to the top, just go like this and lift your hips up. And I'll do it again so you can see. If you want more, just lift your hips when you get to the top. So one of the best ways to warm the body, that internal fire, get that Agni going, is by doing core work. We'll do 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and hug your knees into the chest, rock side to side. One of the best ways to warm the body up is from the center outward. So we'll do one more quick fun core exercise and then we'll keep the party going. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring the feet back up to the sky. You can bring your hands down beside you if you want to. And we're just going to do alternate taps. So taking the right foot, extend all the way out, and you can place your heel on the ground, and then we're just going to switch. So kind of like scissor kicks, or I don't really know what these are called, but yeah, you'll feel this in your core. And if you want more, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up and extend your arms out and see if you can touch your feet. So moving with your own breath. And if your feet don't go all the way down to the ground, that's okay, as long as you can feel it. And if you can't touch your feet, don't worry. Maybe you want to touch your thighs. Or maybe you don't want to do that at all. Maybe you're like, no, Ryan, I just want to hang out here. If this is you, do that. All right, guys, keep going. We got this for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Bring your feet down onto the mat, knees up to the sky, and gently rock them side to side, left and right. Should feel really nice, like releasing the core area. Maybe take one really nice deep inhale. And exhale through the mouth. And the next breath in, we're going to just gently rock and roll forward until we come all the way up. We're going to meet in a yogi squat. So take your feet out wide. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Take your feet out as wide as you need to. Some people need to have their feet way wider. Just do what feels good for you. Keep your heels down on the mat. When you're in this yogi squat, try to sit up really nice and tall with the spine. So we're not like hunched over. And if you are hunched over, just think about expanding in your chest. It's okay if you don't get to, when I say like lift up, if you can't get there just because you're not flexible enough, that's totally fine. That's just something that you want to bring awareness to and really think about doing and actively working on, okay? So we're going to stay here for just a moment. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now we're going to take our toes to face forward and meet in a forward fold. So just bring your hips up to the sky. Go Go ahead and bend the left knee, take the left hand down, take the right arm up for a little twist. And then we're going to switch, bring the right hand down, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, and then take the left arm up to the sky. On the next breath, just go ahead and release. We're going to bend the knees a lot, slowly roll all the way up to standing. When you get there, keep the shoulders up to the ears, nice big inhale. And then exhale, drawing them down the back, maybe then again, inhale, shoulders up. And exhale, drawing them back and down. Cool. Let's bring our feet together now. So on the next breath in, we're going to reach the arms out and up. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. If you can't reach the ground, and if you're like not able to hinge at the hips, try bending the knees. That'll relieve anything because we have a tendency to round in the back. We really want to make sure that we're poking our tailbone out when we fold because that's going to stretch our hamstrings as opposed to rounding. All right, on the next breath in, lift up halfway, drawing the collarbones through. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, and go ahead and walk back to a downward facing dog. When you get there, take a deep breath in, let's time the toes. Exhale, lower the heels. One more deep breath in, let's tie the toes. This time, exhale, bend the knees, bring them all the way down onto the mat. So notice how my hands and my feet are not really stacked under my shoulders. You might have to readjust here. So make sure that you're stacked properly, but we're going to meet in a tabletop position. Keep your core nice and tight. Press the ground away from you with your fingers, hands, shoulders, so we're really nice and active here. We're going to take a couple rounds of cat and cow. So on the inhale, drop the belly, gaze raise up, tailbone up. Kind of like how we poke our tailbone when we're in a forward fold. And then exhale, round the back, chin, chest, cow pose, or cat pose. So we're going to do 3 of these on our own breath. Inhaling as our gaze goes up, start to warm the spine up. Exhaling cat. Tuck the tailbone under, and then last one. Inhale, gaze goes up. Tailbone up. Exhale, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone under. All right, so from here, I'm going to give you some options. You can like rock your hips side to side. You can take some hip circles, maybe make some big circles, bringing your weight all the way back to your heels. Maybe you go one direction or both directions. Maybe you want to do some circles on the wrists. So maybe you shift your weight forward, or maybe you turn your hands out side to side. Ask your body, what do I need today? If you've been running a lot, you probably want hip circles because your legs are probably tight. If you've been doing handstands a lot, your wrists might need more work, right? So those are the first couple options. If you want something else, go ahead and tuck the toes, meet in a downward dog. And then maybe you bend one knee, maybe bend the other knee, maybe you make some circles and stuff here. If you're like, nah, I don't want any of that, maybe you just stay and you keep that cat and cow. Or if you're here just to relax, then go ahead and take your knees out wide, bring your hips back to your heels and meet in a child's pose. So wherever you are, whatever shapes you're making, you're doing them all right, as long as you're listening to your body and you're following your breath. I'm going to give you guys 5 more breaths where you are. So if you've done one side, just make sure to even it out. Two more breaths. And after those 2 breaths, just go ahead and meet in a child's pose. I was going to say that way I know that you're ready, but like I can't see you anyway, so it's totally fine. All right, I'm going to get in a child's pose. And I'll meet you here. So you can take your knees out wide, you can take your knees together. So your head relaxed down onto the mat. Your arms don't have to be active or anything. Take a moment to ask yourself, how's my breathing? And whenever you're ready, we're going to come back up into all fours position. Yay. So keep your back neutral, tailbone neutral. We're just very active here. We're not like slumping or anything like that, okay? And then on the next breath in, we're going to lift that right leg up. So extend this leg long, lift up in the glute. And I'm going to give you guys a couple different options. We'll do this 5 times. So on the inhale, extend. You can do the first one with me. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring our knee to our nose. So you're kind of like doing cat pose, how you round in the back and you tuck your tailbone under here. But I'm using my core to draw my leg in. If you want a little bit harder, you can come up onto the fingertips of the left hand. extend, and then exhale, bring that knee to the nose. Or if you want a little more work than that, come up into a plank pose. Extend that right leg long, and then exhale, bring that knee to your nose. So you've got a couple different options here. And if you want harder than this, then you can lift up onto the fingertips of the left hand as well. So we'll do 5 of them together. We've already done 1. So on the inhale, extend. And then on the exhale, bring that knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. 3 more. Or if you're in that plank pose. I think this is the last one. Awesome. Go ahead and release. Come back down onto your all fours if you are in plank. If not, extend that right leg long. Take a deep breath in. And then I'm going to go ahead and tap that right toe, like on the outer right side edge of the mat. And then on the next breath, I'm going to lift up my foot as high as I can. And using my glute, I'm going to bring my leg all the way over to the left side and gently tap my foot onto the left side of the mat too. So make these, I call them a rainbow arc. Make these rainbow arcs as big as you can. And just move with your own breath. And you'll feel this in your glutes. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I totally don't love this, it's okay. We're not going to be here for long. All right, let's do 1 more. And then on the next breath, go ahead and take your right foot over to the right. Leave it there. And then we're going to take the left hand over to the left. Take the right arm up to the sky. I like to think of this as a modified fallen triangle. So send your hips forward. And then on the next breath in, we're going to come up. So I'm going to turn so you can see. Come up. We're going to take the right hand down the right leg. Send the left arm up to the sky. We're going to stay here for 3, 2, 1. And you'll feel this as a side stretch on the left side. So expand through the left side of the body. And then we're going to take the right foot. Just bring it in a couple inches, couple footprints. And we're going to sink our hips back. So the reason why I went to child's pose earlier is because we're kind of doing child's pose with the left leg, and we're doing a yogi squat like we did before with the right leg. So you can sit here. Maybe you're thinking about opening in your chest, or if you want to, you can think about child's pose and come down. So you'll feel this in your right hip, and you can kind of extend this foot over, and just make sure that your toes and your knee are facing the same direction. So don't have your toes facing inward or anything. Make sure they're in line. Maybe you're here, or maybe you're up here, whatever you are doing, just make sure to breathe. And if you're down in this like half child's pose, and if you want more of a side stretch, maybe you take your hands over to the right a little more, and you'll feel this expanding in the left side body. Breathing here for 3. Sorry, there's people chatting up here. 2, 1. And after that last breath, just bring that right knee in, kneeling in, all fours. Maybe you take a round of cat and cow. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. And then, you got another side to do. So inhale, lift up that left leg. Extend it out long. We got the same options as we did on the other side. So you can stay here. You can get onto the finger toes of the right hand. Or if you want to do more work, you can get into a plank pose. And if you want more than that, then you can get onto the fingertips of the right hand. But we're just going to hug that knee into the nose. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, crunch. Inhale, coming back out. And exhale, crunch. And whenever we're in all fours, go ahead and move with your own breath. Whenever we're in these all fours position, the core, the tighter you keep your abdomen and your core, the less pressure it'll be on your wrists. Last one. Take a deep breath in, extend. And exhale. Bring that knee to the nose. Extend that leg back long. If you're in a plank pose, come back down onto all fours. Once you get there, take a deep breath in, extend. Then we're going to take that left toe over to the left and then over to the right. So we're working our glute here. And our glutes are connected to our pelvis, which is the base of our spine, which is where everything really happens. So it's really good to get the core warm, the glutes warm, the pelvis all warmed up. Move with your own breath. We'll do 2 more. Don't forget if it's really hard, to smile because it makes it easier. All right, I lost count. I was totally talking. So just go ahead and take your left foot over to the left. Bring your right hand over to the right, and then send the left arm up to the sky. You can send your hips forward. That'll feel really nice. Maybe you're just like nice and open in the chest. Staying here for a nice deep breath. And whenever you're ready, come all the way up. You don't have to turn. I just want you to see what's going on. Come all the way up. Send the left hand down the left leg. Right arm up to the sky. Feel yourself expanding through the right side body. Really send your breath to these ribs. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Come up. Let's bring that left foot in a little bit and make sure the toes are facing the same direction as the knee, like I said before. We're going to sink our hips down. So maybe this is enough for you and you can totally feel this in this right hip. If you want a little more, maybe you come down into like half child's pose with your leg up in a half Malasana yogi squat. Right? So maybe you're here, or maybe you want to take your hands a little further over to the left. I know a lot of people in child's pose will place like their right hand on top of their left hand, but if you keep them shoulder width apart, you'll have more space in the shoulders and it'll feel a lot more expansive as opposed to compressing. Don't forget to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe while you're in this pose, you're activating your Ujjayi breath. If you've done yoga before and you know what that means. If you don't know what Ujjayi means, it's just the type of breathing that you can do in yoga. And it basically sounds like the ocean in the back of the throat. The way you make the sound is you keep your mouth closed, but you imagine that you're fogging up a mirror in front of you or a piece of glass. And you can hear it. Taking one more nice deep breath in. And then on the exhale, go ahead and come up. Just bring the knee in and meet in all fours position. If you need to get off here, if you want to get up for a minute, maybe you tuck the toes and come back into a down dog. Maybe you like rock the hips side to side for just a breath. But whenever you're ready, come back down into the all fours position. Once you get there, we're going to extend the right leg long. Keep this glute and this leg nice and tight. Maybe you point the toe here and then bend the left knee more. We're going to move into a drinking bird. This is like one of my favoriteest new yoga poses ever. So my gaze is going to kick forward. I'm going to lower my body by bending the elbows, kind of like a push-up, but send your elbows back. Okay, so it's kind of like a chaturanga on knees on one leg. So on the next breath in, expand. And then on the exhale, send the elbows back. We're in a drinking bird. Keep that right leg strong. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drink. Another one, inhale up. Last one. And then on the next breath in, coming back up. Let's tuck those back toes with the right foot and press back. So you should feel this in the back of the right calf. That'll feel really nice, especially if you've been running lately. I know like all the gyms are closed, but people have been still managing to stay really active. Yeah. So we'll stay here for one more nice deep breath. And after that breath, make sure your fingers are open nice and wide. And then we're going to move into a three-legged dog. So lifting this left leg up to the sky. Yeah. You can bend the knee. You can make circles in the hip. Maybe this feels good. Maybe you go circles in the opposite direction. Whenever you're ready, just go ahead and hug that knee into the nose. Drawing it all the way forward across the body, and then plant that left foot between the hands. Yeah. We're going to keep the right hand where it is, and then we're going to extend the left arm up to the sky for like a runner's twist. Taking one round of breath here. Nice, strong legs. Core is nice and tight. And then after that breath, we're going to move all the way up into a warrior two. So in warrior two, we've got a really nice bend in the front knee. Our hips are open, and then our arms are out in front and behind us. Take a deep breath in here. Then on the exhale, we're going to turn to a warrior one. So the difference between a warrior two and a warrior one is that our hips are now facing forward. So you might have to move your foot a little bit so that the toe is facing a little bit closer to forward as opposed to 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in here. Keep this left leg nice and bent. Then on the exhale, we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. Take your gaze up. And then exhale, we're gonna move into a humble warrior. So you might have to heel toe your left foot a tiny bit over to the left, but not very much. And then just send your body forward. And you can almost think about hooking your right shoulder almost under the knee here. Allow your head and neck to relax. Keep your legs nice and strong. And then the next breath in, come up. We're gonna let go of the hands. We're gonna move onto the toes of the right leg. So the back leg is on the toes now. We're gonna take the arms up to the sky for crescent pose. Feel yourself pulling the mat with your left foot and pulling the mat with your right foot so they're coming together, or like the energy is drawing together, and then keep your core really nice and tight to protect your low back. When you're here, take a deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. On the next inhale, imagine yourself tightening this back leg. And then on the exhale, we're gonna just bend that knee and tap it on the ground. Inhale up, exhale tap. 2 more, inhale up, exhale tap. Last one. And then after this tap, let's go ahead and leave this leg on the ground. I'm moving into Anjaneyasana. So my legs are a little too far apart. I'm just gonna bring my knee in a little tiny bit. When you get here, I want you to think of the same thing. Imagine yourself pulling your left foot back, right knee forward, and really grabbing some traction between the mat here, and then keep your low belly and drawn in. On the next breath in, reach the arms out and up. And then on the exhale, plant the hands. We're gonna move into Ardha Hanumanasana, or half monkey pose. So pull everything back, flex the front foot. Keep this foot nice and flexed so the toes are basically facing towards you. You'll feel this in the back of the left hamstring. Wherever you are, take a couple breaths, a couple moments to send your breath to your hamstring. And if you're like, holy crap, I hate this pose. Or if you have an injury in your hamstring right now, just bring your foot in a lot. Because if you're going all the way out here, it's going to be a lot. Or maybe you just want to stay here, and that's okay. It's really important to find the line between pain and discomfort, because growth happens right outside the comfort zone. So that's where discomfort is. But if you go too far, then you reach pain, and injury is the number one delay in growth. So, and the next breath in, we're going to bring the hands forward, frame the front foot. And then coming up onto the toes of the back leg, we're going to shift our weight forward and bring the right foot to meet the left at the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold. On the next breath in, reach the arms out and up. And then exhale, bring the hands into heart center. When you get there, take a moment to circle back to your breath. Circle back to your intention that you set before class, if you set one. Maybe take a moment to check in with your body. And on the next breath in, we're going to reach the arms out and up again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, plant the hands, walk back to the downward facing dog. And the next breath in, lift up high on the toes. And then exhale, lower down to the heels. Again, lift up high on the toes. And then exhale, bend the knees, bring the knees down onto the mat. We're all fours again. So you might have to bring your hands in so they're stacked directly into the shoulders here. Maybe you take a round of cat and cow. And whenever you're ready, we're going to extend that left leg long. So maybe you point from the toe. I want you to really feel it in your glute, like you're pulling this leg really nice and strong. Take a deep breath in. Bend the right knee a little bit more. We're going to move into a drinking bird. Okay, guys. So inhale, find length. And then exhale, bend the elbows, draw them back. And they're hugged in as close to the body as they can go. And then inhale, come up. Try to keep this left leg strong. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, coming up. One more time. And then inhale, come back up. You can tuck the back toes, which is the left foot, and then gently press back. You'll feel this stretch in the back of the calf. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And on the next inhale, go ahead and keep this left foot tucked under. We're going to send the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. You can bend in the knee, make circles in the hip. Then just go the opposite direction if you're going one way. And whenever you're ready, just go ahead and hug that right knee into your nose, core plank, shift everything forward. And then plant your right foot between your hands. If you can't bring it up there, just pick the foot up and put it there. Yeah. We're going to keep the left hand where it is and send the right arm up to the sky. We're in like a runner's twist here. We're going to stay here for a nice deep breath in and out. Then whenever you're ready, we're going to cartwheel our arms up, meeting in a warrior two. So I feel like my legs are a little too wide. I don't like to not be facing you, so I'm just going to turn around. So we're in warrior two here. Nice bend in the front knee. Left arm behind us, right arm in front of us. Gaze over the right fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Then on the exhale, we're going to turn to a warrior one. So if you want to, you can place your hands on your hips here and like guide your hips to face forward. When you get there, take a deep breath in and draw your shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale, bring them back down and relaxed. Keep that front knee nice and bent. One more nice inhale. And then on the exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Shine your heart up to the sky, open in the chest. And then maybe you heel toe your toes a little bit closer to the right, but not very much further to the right. Keep this back leg nice and active. Then we're moving into humble warrior. So send your chest forward. Maybe you send that shoulder almost underneath the knee. Like it doesn't actually go under the knee, but it feels like it's like in line with the knee. Let your head and neck relax. And maybe your arms don't come all the way back here, so maybe they're here, and that's totally okay too. Whatever shape you're making is the right shape. And then on the next breath in, come up. Meeting in warrior one. I'm going to turn around again. And then come up onto the toes of the left foot. Keep the back leg nice and strong, crescent. Pull the mat with the right foot backward, and then with the left foot forward. Keep your core really nice and tight. That'll protect your back. Take a deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, come up. You should feel this in your glute. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, come up. I think we did 3 last time, so no, I think we did 4. Then after your last one, just go ahead and plant the left knee on the mat. Mine's a little too far back, so I'm going to come forward a little bit. Adjust yourself and check to make sure that you've got your core nice and tight and your foundation is really nice and set up. Here, we're going to move into Anjaneyasana. You can send your hips forward a little bit if you want to. Remember to draw your right hip back, left hip forward so that they're in line, because this isn't the same thing as this, right? One nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, plant the hands. We're going to draw everything back. Ardha Hanumanasana, or half monkey, half split. Flex these toes and keep this leg really nice and active. Something else to keep in mind with this pose, I'm going to come up a little bit. I hope you guys can see, but my shirt's a little flowy today. If you're rounding in the back like we talked about earlier, you're not going to feel it in the back of the hamstring. You got to poke the tailbone out like we did in cow pose, and then you'll feel it more. If you've got a hamstring injury, just bend the knee and just hang out here. If you want more and this isn't enough for you, you can take your foot a little further forward. Wherever you are, don't forget to breathe. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. And if you're uncomfortable, I saw something today that said, when you want to get out of the pose, that's when the pose begins. And I think it's so true, because yoga is not about moving about around all this and making these crazy shapes. It's about sitting within the discomfort and finding peace in your breath and in your body there anyways. I don't want to say that's what yoga is all about, because it's about a lot of different things, but that's one of the things that I've learned. One more round of breath, guys. You're doing so great, and I love all of you. After that last breath, just bring your hands to frame the front foot. Plant them, come up onto the toes of the back leg, and then just shift your weight forward so you can bring that left foot to the front of the mat, meaning in a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat spine. And then exhale, fold. Take the feet a little bit further hip distance apart and bend the knees a lot, like a lot, so that your abdomen can rest on your thighs. And then let your head and neck relax. You can grab opposite elbows here. You can interlace the fingers and place them behind the neck if you want a little deeper stretch in the neck, but don't pull. Allow your elbows to face backward, but allow gravity to do the work. Don't pull or anything, because our neck's very gentle, fragile, and you be nice to our neck. Then whenever you're ready, we're going to slowly roll, slow like zombie, all the way up to standing. When you get there, draw the shoulders up to the ears on the inhale. And then exhale, draw them down the back. We're going to do that one more time because that's like my fave. Inhale, shoulders up. And exhale, draw them back and down. I don't know if I've done this in a while. Actually, I probably did this on Monday. I don't know if you guys were here or not, but this is my other favorite thing to do. Take your hands on your hips, and we're going to just make some big hip circles. Take them one direction, maybe do 3 or 4 of them. Try not to have too much fun. Just kidding. And then go the other way. Maybe do 3, 4, whatever feels good for you. I like to call this jellyfishing if you're a SpongeBob person. All right. Maybe you shake your legs out. Whenever you're ready, after you've gotten all your wiggles out of you, go ahead and take both of your feet together at the center of the front of the mat. And open your toes nice and wide. Really grip onto the earth like you're grounding and rooting down deep, deep like a tree. Okay? Once you get there, I want you to imagine yourself standing up tall. So lift up in the arches of your feet. Engage your inner thighs. Draw your core in. Stand up really, 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 really tall and proud. Imagine someone's pulling a string at the top of your head. Let your arms come down beside you. This is mountain pose. And then go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. So I like to do this little exercise where you shift your weight from your left foot to your right foot. So you might see me swaying a little bit. And find something in front of you that's not moving. The next breath, then we're going to move into tree pose. So go ahead and bend the right knee. You can turn that right knee out to the right, and you can rest your ankle or your heel on your ankle. You can place your foot on your calf, or you can place it on your thigh, but just skip over your knee because that will keep your knee protected. You can stay here. You can reach your arms up to the sky, branch out like a tree. Whatever you're looking at in front of you is going to be your drishti point. Staying here for 2 more nice deep breaths. And if you fall down, it's totally fine. I can't see you. And then after those 2 breaths, just hug that right knee in as much as you can. And then we're going to take the right leg behind us, moving through like an airplane pose, Stakasana. And then tap those right toes down onto the mat. So you see we're kind of doing a little doober-dauber here. Turn to the right. So now you've got your legs out wide. I want you to look at your feet. Which direction are your toes facing? Are they facing this way? Sorry, can you see me? That way? We don't want them facing that way. We want them either facing this way, parallel with one another, or just slightly pigeon-toed. This will protect your knees. We're going to move into Prasarita Padottanasana. if you've never taken class with me before, think about what I said earlier today, how we're hinging at the hips as opposed to rounding in the back. We're going to keep these hamstrings long. So you take your hands on your hips, take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, lead with your heart, hinge at the hips. I'm going to do it this way. If you guys take class with me, you're like, oh my gosh, I know this already. We do this all the time. But it's fine. This is one of my favorite yoga poses, especially if you have low back pain. Because the reason why we have pain in our low back is because we're not stretching our hamstrings and our hips enough. So we're doing a lot of hip stuff today. And I love hip stuff. And if you've been doing the 30-day split challenge with me, like, woo-hoo, your hips probably feel super juicy and open. Also, if you're doing the split challenge with me, I'm redoing some of the videos. So if you are in the middle of the challenge, don't forget to refresh the page because you might have some new stuff on there. And if you've completed it already, you can go back and rewatch them at any time. So wherever you are, just make sure that you're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe you come all the way down, or maybe you have something, if you have a wall in front of you and you want to hold on to that, that's okay. Taking a couple nice, deep, intentional breaths. This is where we were. And then we're going to walk our hands over to frame the left foot, turn the left toes to face forward. We're kind of in this runner's lunge position. Plant the hands here. And we're going to lift up that left foot, meeting in a three-legged dog. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, hug that knee into the nose, core plank. Now take your knee kind of over to the right elbow. And then plant that knee kind of at the center with the left foot as far over to the right as you can get it. Then we're going to bend the right knee and we're going to bring it in behind the left. Bringing that right foot over to the left and we're going to sit down. So we're moving into Gomukhasana, which is cow face pose. Wherever you are, try to keep your toes flexed and try to keep the knees stacked on top of one another. You might have to move the flesh out of the way. If you're a boy, I'm sorry, I don't know. You just gotta work with it, okay? It is possible though. So in cow face pose, we're stretching the hips here. And since the left leg is on top, the right arm's gonna go on top. So go ahead and take your right arm up, palm facing forward, and then bend the elbow so that the palm is behind your back, behind your neck. And then take your right hand, hold on to that elbow and push it back behind you as far as you can. So you're getting like the most out of this stretch here. And then take the right hand, palm facing backward. So the back of my hand is facing you. And then bend at the elbow and try to reach your hand. And if you're like, no, there's no way I can reach, you can hold on to a towel or a t-shirt with one hand and grab it behind your back. Or you can just hold your arm up here, get the stretch, or you can do the same thing with the other arm. So taking the right arm, palm facing back, and then you can take this hand and pull behind and get that stretch there. So you've got a bunch of different options. If you've got the Gomukhasana, notice how my head likes to go forward. Pull your head in line with the body. Try to stay sitting up nice and tall. And this is something that I'm actively working on. I have to really think about it because my head likes to come forward. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Asking yourself in this pose, where can I soften? Am I holding tension in the face or in the eyebrows? And then after that breath, just go ahead and release both of your hands. Take them out in front of you, and there's not really a graceful way to do it. You can take them behind you, lean back first if you want. We're just gonna meet in an all fours position. So when you get there, maybe you rock your hips side to side, or maybe you want to take a down dog first because you're like, oh, I'm so tired of all this, all fours or whatever. Don't worry. We're gonna go ahead and tuck the toes actually anyway. Look between the hands. You can walk, step, or jump all the way up to the front of your mat. If you're jumping up, or if you've never jumped and you want to try to land as softly as possible. Bend the knees, look forward, Get some momentum going, right? And then just try to land lightly. If you're like, oh, and you land really loud, that's okay. Just think about it for future, all right? On the next breath in, lift up halfway, flat spine. Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. On the next breath in, reach the arms out and up. And then exhale, bring the hands into heart center. Yeah, if you want to wiggle around for a moment, feel free to wiggle it out. But whenever you're ready, we're going to start again on the other side. So setting up for a really, really strong mountain pose. Open your toes like they're hands and they're grabbing onto the mat. Draw the energy from the core of the earth all the way up to the soles of your feet and like imagine it. And while you're imagining this energy coming up through you, I want you to engage every part of your body. So as you imagine it, just like tighten your core, tighten your shoulders, stand up nice and tall, broaden through the collarbones. And if you're thinking in your head, I am grounded, you're less likely to fall. So we're going to go ahead and take our hands at heart center again. Moving into tree pose on the other side. So if you want to shift your weight left and right, you can do that. But whenever you're ready, just shift our weight to the right foot. We're going to lift up the left leg. You can take that knee out to the left. You can use the little kickstand method here, or you can place your foot on the calf or on the thigh. Wherever you are, you're doing it right. Just find something in front of you that's not moving. Look at that. And then if you want to stay here, or here, or here, skipping over the knee like we talked about. You can keep your hands at heart center, or you can branch off. Pretty yoga tree. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths, okay? 3 more breaths, I guess I should say. I'm going to turn. I'm going to turn the face this way because this will make more sense. And after your 3rd breath, go ahead and bring your hands into heart center. Hug that left knee into the chest as high as it'll go. Shift your weight, rock forward, and then send that left foot back. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Plant the left toes. Turn your whole body to face the left. We're going to move into Prasarita Padottanasana again. So you can take the same variation you took, or if you want a different variation, you can take that too. I'll show you a couple different options. So whenever you're ready, on the inhale, find length. And then on the exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. If you want to check out the different options, you can interlace your fingers behind your back. And if you can't reach your fingers behind your back, that's okay. Just hold onto a strap or a towel or something. See? Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold. Sending your, sorry, I keep like making circles. Sending your arms back behind you. That's one option. The other option is you can just fold. If you can already reach the ground and you want more, you can take your peace fingers, wrap onto your big toe, and then pull your body down with your arms by bending your elbows out and engaging your shoulders. If you want something that's kind of like that, but a little different, you can place your fingers in line with the toes, elbows facing back, and the same thing. Engage your shoulders and your arms. Use that traction. You'll feel that different stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Wherever you are, make sure your toes are facing the same direction as your knees. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and walk over to your left foot. Wait, are we going the right way? No, just kidding. Sorry. Okay, so go ahead and walk your hands over to your right foot. Frame the right foot. And then we're going to plant the hands here. We're going to meet in a 3-legged dog. So if you can do it gracefully, try. Maybe you bend the right knee. You're at a core plank, and then you bring that right foot up to the sky. Or maybe you just get there all sloppy, and that's okay. When you get to this 3-legged dog, maybe you make some circles in the ankle or the hip or something. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to go into a core plank. So hug that knee in really, really nice and tight, and then plant it down about center of the mat. We're going to take that right foot over to the left, and then draw that left knee in behind the right knee. Take the left foot over to the right. Gomukhasana, come sit back down. When you get there, try to keep these knees stacked on one another. And if you can't flex the feet, Maybe you need to keep them pointed and like in a little more. I know that there's different variations for different people and different body types. Okay. So whenever you get there, the right knee is on top. So that means that the right hand's gonna go on the top. So take your right hand up, palm facing me, and then take it behind your back to touch the back of your neck. And take your left hand, grab onto that right elbow and draw it in a little deeper. And then take your left hand, palm facing behind you, and then try to grab opposite arms. And when you get there, lift your neck up. Try to sit up nice and tall. Maybe you have to hold on to a strap, like I said before, or if you can't reach and you don't want to hold on to a strap, you can just hold your arm like this, or you can hold the other arm behind like this. So you're just picking one or the other. And breathing here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Staying here for one more nice, deep, intentional breath. And after that breath, just go ahead and release. And shift back across the feet. Actually, let's do this. Go ahead and take your hands behind you. Fingers facing forward. Take both of your feet out. So they're about hip distance apart. We're going to move into Parvottanasana, which is like a reverse tabletop. So we're going to lift the hips up to the sky. Keep your head neutral. We'll stay here for a nice deep breath. If you want the full expression, you can just take your legs out long. Keep them really nice and engaged, and then lift up, pushing through the bottoms of your feet. 3, 2, 1. Come back down. We're going to cross the feet now. We're just going to come to lay on our stomach. When you get there, bend the knees. Rock your feet side to side. Bring an awareness to your breath and to your body. Taking just a couple more moments here. And whenever you're ready, keep those knees bent, toes facing up to the sky. We're going to move into Dhanurasana, or wheel pose. So you can let your head and neck relax here. If you want to watch me first, go ahead and watch me. So you're going to take your hands out beside you, palms facing up. Knees are bent, feet are up towards me. You're going to try to bring your feet in as close to your butt as you can so you can grab onto your ankles. So once you grab onto your ankles here, I want you to engage your legs and engage your feet and start pulling them away from you. I didn't really have to do much work in my chest. Well, I lifted my head up, but like my legs are doing the majority of the work. My inner thighs are engaged, but they're not pulled together. They're about hip distance apart. That's something else that's really important here. If your legs are too far apart, make sure that they're in line with your hips. Okay? So wherever you are, maybe you hold onto your feet now, or if you can't reach your feet, maybe you have a towel and you can grab onto your feet that way. Wherever you are, take a nice deep exhale. So let all the air come out. And then on the inhale, effort, pull up. Wherever you are, maybe you try to lift your hips a little higher. Your knees a little higher. Maybe your thighs come off the ground. And then if you want to, you can try to rock. That's always fun. Stay here for one more nice deep breath. And then exhale. Go ahead and release. You can rock your knees side to side again, like windshield wipers. We're going to do it one more time. Okay, so go ahead and hug onto the heels again. Make sure the knees are hip distance apart. Take a nice deep breath out. And then on the inhale, lift up. Extending through the legs. Maybe you lift your thighs off the ground. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. We're going to plant the hands. We're just going to, actually, however you want to get there, I like to call this the fish out of water. We're just going to meet on our back. So you're just going to flop around until you get to your back here. Yeah. Hug your knees in. Give them a nice big squeeze. We're going to move into a supine twist. So extend your left leg long. Hug the right knee in. Then we're going to draw that right knee over to the left. Keep the right shoulder grounded. We're going to stay here for 2 breaths. And after those 2 breaths, just go ahead and switch. Hugging the left knee in, extending the right leg long. And once that left knee with the right hand, draw it over to the right. Keep that left shoulder grounded. Two breaths. And after that second breath, sorry, go ahead and bring your knees both up. Take any other last movements that you want to take today before our final resting pose. Maybe that's like a happy baby, you grab onto the blade edges of the feet. Maybe you rock side to side, or maybe you want to take shoulder stand. I'm not going to teach shoulder stand just because I don't really like teaching it. So if you do, it's on your own. Or any other poses that you really want to take before we end our day. We'll take about 5 breaths, doing whatever pose you want. Maybe you have a wall by you, and if you have a wall by you, maybe you want to do legs up the wall or Viparita Karani. So we can do this without the wall too. Just take your legs up, hands up, sleeping tiger. And if you have a wall, the easiest way to get into it is to sit with your body sideways, like your rhonda chair that fell down, and then just swivel your legs up to the sky. And a nice gentle inversion. And after your 5th breath, making your way into your Shavasana, however you want to get there, whatever shape you want to take Shavasana in. So if you want Supta Baddha Konasana with your knees out wide, you can take that. If you have your legs on the wall, you can stay there. Whatever shape you want. Otherwise, just extend through the legs, open through the palms, and then close your eyes. I'll guide you back when it's time. Gently begin bringing awareness back to the body now. Starting with the breath. And whenever you're ready on your own time, making small micro movements in the fingers and the toes. Maybe you take your arms overhead like an early morning stretch. And whenever you're ready, just roll over onto your right side for a fetal pose. And while you're here, take a moment for gratitude. Whenever you're ready, coming up to a comfortable cross-legged seat, bringing your hands to heart center. Whenever you get there, take a nice deep breath in, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale through the mouth, bringing the shoulders back and down. I want to thank all of you for being here, and your body thanks you. Light within me sees the light within you. Namaste. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having the best day ever. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have any requests for the next class or any questions about anything that we did today, feel free to message me, email me, DM me, whatever. Hi, Deja. Sorry I didn't see your comment earlier. And yeah, that's that. Today's May 1st, which means that the Intro to Yoga for people who are not flexible, my new online course is just launched today. So if you're here and you did the whole class, then this online course probably isn't for you. Oh, hi, Valerie. I love you guys. Yeah. So this Intro to Yoga course probably isn't for you if you just took my class, because it's a lot more geared towards beginner and people who are not flexible. So if you know anybody who is super inflexible and they keep saying like, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible, well, this is the course for them. So send them my way, give them my info, or maybe you buy them the course for their birthday or something. Who knows, right? Also, the 30-day Splits Challenge is still going on. Feel free to click the link. I think I put it in the comments down there. So yeah, and all that good stuff. I'll be here Monday, 6:15. And the reason why I do Monday at 6:15, Friday at 6 is because in real life when quarantine's over, those are the times that I teach at Community Center 729. So I just wanted to keep it the same, consistent, and all that good stuff. All right. Oh, I love all of you guys. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I'm so happy to do this here for you, and I hope that everything's going well during, the weird, interesting times that we're in. Also, these classes are donation-based, so only if you want to. Don't feel pressured to donate, but you can Venmo me or whatever. I'm Papaloki on Venmo if you want to. And yeah, just share with your friends. Also, all of these classes are recorded, so if you miss any of them or if you want to take a different class or whatever, just go on my YouTube channel, and you can find it through the links and stuff on here. And all the classes are on there for that. So I have so much gratitude for you people. I love you so much. Don't forget to share it and subscribe or whatever. I'm not one of those people who says that, but yeah. All right, happy Friday. See you soon.